Hello everybody and welcome to another reaction video. Today we've got Black Myth Wukong and it's the official trailer for it and I cannot wait to see this. We saw the gameplay demo in 2020 at some point. It was like early 2020. I want to say around spring, summertime. So that's up from what I can remember. But I remember being super impressed by it and I'm really looking forward to it. And let's get into the trailer. I'm really looking forward to this. See what they're going to pull out the bag now with the trailer. As the mouse gives way to the ox, we have a growing talent and force. Here is a little tune for you. Ah, I couldn't see it. Hang on, sorry. I want to read that. Gamers dear, may you have a prosperous year. Oh, that's such a cool little message. So it seems like, I remember hearing, sorry to stop the trailer reaction, we will continue now. I remember hearing that after they released that trailer, they actually had a lot of people come to them and say, we'll work on the game with you sort of thing. Because I believe it's a studio based in China. I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure it is. And after they released that gameplay demo, they were able to get a lot more people working on the game. So yeah, that's really cool. That's a nice little message. Damn, that looked impressive. This definitely seems in-engine. I'm curious if it is still shots of in-game. That'd be cool if it is. Holy shit. Oh my god, what is that? Flying monkeys? Nope, not monkeys. What the hell? Oh, I forgot about that. You could transform into other things, right? Oh my god, that destruction physics then. What? The designs on these creatures are awesome. But they're really messed up at the same time. They're really cool looking. A two-headed giant rat thing. This music is so good. That looked so cool! What's the reveal? What the hell? That's so badass! Is he gonna show us how he fights it? Be strong like a bull. Black Myth Wukong. Damn, that looks so cool. Oh, it said something. So no release date yet. That was a badass trailer. The designs, especially that bull at the end then. I'm assuming it's gonna be a bull because it says be strong like a bull. It's a shame it's not in 60 FPS, but maybe they haven't optimized the game to the point to get like a flawless 60 FPS yet, because I know that happens in like the latter stages of development. But that was extremely impressive. That definitely in game, a lot of that gameplay then when they were fighting. It said here something at the end. This video is specially produced for celebrating the Year of the Ox. It does not represent actual plot. So none of this stuff is, like, doesn't represent the actual plot of the story. It's literally just to be a cool little thing for the Year of the Ox on the Chinese calendar, which is really cool. But some of the designs on these creatures, you know, just looked so badass. And it definitely looks like some sort of Souls type game, but it takes it into another new direction and kind of, I forget the word. Not reinterprets it, but kind of reinvents the style and the formula almost, and brings a whole completely different flavor. And like, I mean, Sekiro was like had a lot of mobility to it, and it was a lot more fast paced of a game, and I loved it. I loved Sekiro so much, but it was a lot more fast paced. But this seems faster to me, definitely. It's like, God, I don't know how to describe it. Because there's been the controversy recently, hasn't there, with the Shadow of Mordor series, or WB Games, I believe it is. And they have essentially copyrighted the rights for the Nemesis system in that game, which is shit. That's really annoying and unfortunate, more than anything. But basically, like, what it stops doing is innovate. That's the word I'm looking for. Basically, doing stuff like that stops other game developers from innovating on a system that's been represented previously in games. So in Black Myth Wukong, it definitely looks like it's taken the Dark Souls formula, although we haven't seen too much gameplay to show if it's got some of the similar mechanics. It just gives you that vibe, but it looks like it's its own thing entirely at the same time. It definitely, if it is taken, and it looks like it is inspired off the Dark Souls thing with the bosses and stuff like that, it really does feel like they're kind of reinventing and, innovating on the Dark Souls formula. And it'll definitely stand up on its own 2 feet, for sure, by the looks of it so far. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not going to overhype it, because I've been burnt too many times, Cyberpunk, for example. Because, honestly, they're not promising the world, though. That's the best thing. Is the problem with what CD Projekt Red did. They overhyped it. They oversold it. Almost. They did too well in the marketing. And it really made people believe it was going to be this incredible... they really made it believe it was going to be this incredible game. And, like, it's got a really, like, good aspects to it. But obviously, it suffered from bugs majorly. And it wasn't ready for release at all. And I believe when the first gameplay demo came out, they mentioned something along the lines of that like it'll come out when it's ready, when we feel like it is like perfection, essentially. And that sounds about right, to be honest. I hope that's the case, because I feel like all game developers should strive for that, to be honest, or at least just not be crashing to desktop at release at the very least. But because the more game developers get away with, doing buggy releases, which CD Projekt Red didn't. They've suffered for that, and hopefully it taught them a good lesson. But for game developers like Ubisoft, often enough, that get away with buggy releases, and they eventually are like, they get away with it, and it invites mediocrity in the industry then. And it invites people to slack on their games and be like, oh yeah, okay, this company got away with it. They released this game in this state. We can release it, or maybe get away with even more. And that's obviously the attitude that I feel like some developers and some like board members and shareholders are like, oh, we want you to push this release because they got away with it and we want money. So, and it really is unfortunate that, God, that creature design is so cool. It did like a lion roar, though, which is quite funny just keep that still there. Look at that. Oh, that's a beauty right there. That is insane. The detail in this game is nuts, and I cannot wait for it. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully they really do stay true to their word. And, actually release this perfect, and it is just an astonishingly fun game to play. I really do hope the best for the studio and in their pursuit for trying to strive for perfection in the game. The release date, I'm not really sure, and I'm curious if they're going to do a strategy. Like, obviously they want to market it to make money off it, but I'm curious how close to the release they're going to do it. Because often game developers start marketing it, they put a release date, and they're like, ah shit, we can't actually complete it in that time frame, hence the delays for particular games. And whereas I feel like, judging by the attitude, and this is just assuming right now, this isn't facts or anything like that, it's just what I believe. is that the way that the developer talked about the game, because I believe it was one developer, right, from the gameplay demo. It was done by one developer initially, and now he's gotten a team together after that initial gameplay demo. Something along those lines, which is insane if it's the case. Even if it's a team of like under 10 people, still insane to pull off this quality of game. And it's insanely impressive. But, you know, judging by what they said after the initial gameplay demo came out, they seemed absolutely dedicated to striving for that perfection and trying to, I've been saying striving for perfection a lot, but there's no other way to describe how they wanted it. And they really want to go for that, and I don't think they'll release a date until they are absolutely 100% certain, until the game is basically finished. And they won't release a date for, I don't think. But obviously they want a marketing campaign to increase the hype and to get people to buy the game. So unless they're very different and they're not very corporate and they just release it, do it like a random release out of nowhere after finishing the game, which would be kind of cool, to be honest. And I think they'd be renowned for doing that, because I don't think there are any developers in their right mind who develop a game of this quality and then don't market it. I don't think they'll do it, but if they did that, they would be renowned and remembered for it for years to come in the gaming industry, and that would be mightily impressive. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That's all I can say. We've seen gameplay, and hopefully they continue to add lots of interesting. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh God, sorry. So anyway, I don't have any more thoughts on this really. It was just a good trailer, and I'm looking forward to the release. Basically, all in all. Anyway, I shall see you all in the next part. Goodbye, guys.